Hello, this is Gary Franke at Achieve Alpha Insurance. I'm going to walk you through how to look up doctors and hospital networks for individual health insurance in Washington State. The first thing to do is make sure you're broker of record. So under quick links, click on Find a Broker and type my last name in, Franke, Franke, and myself for Tamara Chandler can help you out through the year. Our phone number is 425 802 2783. So the guide to look up doctors, the very important aspect is staying in the network. If your doctor is not in the network, they are not covered. It's as simple as that, unless you have a true medical emergency. A carrier like Primera has several different hospital networks. So we're going to walk you through the different aspects of how the different carriers work and how to pick the hospital networks. But for 2019, just need to be careful to walk through the different aspects of how the plans work. All the carriers are somewhat similar but different at the same time. If you're going to look up a doctor and you want to call them, you want to talk to the billing department, not the front desk person. Ask them if they take Molina Marketplace, because the doctor networks can change from year to year, but they generally stay somewhat similar. So the first thing to do, if you're going on Molina Marketplace, not Molina Medicaid, you want to go to molinahealthcare.com, click on Washington State, find a doctor. You can change a doctor down below. We'll walk you through the steps. Their provider directory is a little clunky, so generally I try to provide search by provider for county. So if you're going to a doctor in King County or Snohomish County or Pierce County, wherever you're going, you want to click on that county, click on a Molina Marketplace, make sure you have the right one, otherwise it'll have a different network. For example, we're going to be like a dermatologist. So for example, specialty provider, if you're going to go to an urgent care clinic, or if you want to see a primary care physician or a woman's health care provider, you do need to search by that different individual aspect. Go back to the provider type. Otherwise, if you're searching at a specialty provider for a primary care physician, you won't find them. So here's dermatology. We're going to go look up. We found 45 within a 25-mile radius of Seattle itself. If there's a checkbox, that means that you can go to that doctor. They're accepting new patients. If there's an X and says not accepting new patients, if you've seen that doctor before, you can still go to them. It's just not for brand new people, from that aspect of things. Kaiser Permanente, you want to go to kp.org/WA, click on Find a Doctor. You are in the core network. The core network is the individual health insurance plans in Washington State. The Access PPO or the group plan, so make sure if it doesn't say core, when you're searching for a doctor, it's not covered because there is an Access PPO network. Here it says core. We're going to click on search. So I typed in dermatology or dermatologist. It'll help redirect you. So here we found 62 different doctors within a 25-mile radius of Bellevue. So from this aspect, they do have a wide network, but you do need to stay in Kaiser Permanente for your primary care physician. Get referred to Kaiser Permanente doctors. There occasionally can be referrals outside of the network, but you really need to make sure you get that referral before you see the doctor and not just say, hey, I want it covered after the fact. So here's the example of how to look up doctors for Kaiser Permanente. For Primera, you go to primera.com, click on Find a Doctor, and you'll go to the next screen. It is extremely important when you're looking up a doctor. There's a whole list of these, and you're not going to know which one to pick. You always want to click on the Heritage Signature. That is the individual health insurance market. Within there, if you've already selected a hospital system, down below is a list of the different systems that you can go to and find doctors. But generally, I want you to look under Heritage Signature first. You can switch from one partner system network to another one from the first of the month. So you can switch it from each individual person in your family that has that Primera plan. Generally recommend to stay within that same system network and not switch around. But if you want to, you can. And you have to pick a primary care physician to get referrals to specialists in general. You can self-refer for a lot of individual mental health doctors, chiropractors, acupuncturists. It does probably have the widest network, but there are some limitations. So in dermatology, you could click there and find a doctor within that partner system network. For Ambetter, you go to ambetterhealth.com. And for all the carriers, you just want to select your state. Primera is in the state already, so that's one of those aspects. Click on Washington State, find a provider to the left-hand side, and it's going to say Ambetter or Coordinated Care. They're the same carrier. They're just kind of interchangeable from that aspect. Click on your zip code, and you want to click on the 2019 CCCW Exchange Network, not the 2018 network. Ambetter has expanded their network for 2019, which is good news. So in this example, we're going to click on detailed search. You can click on quick search, but here we're going to look for a dermatologist again in this example. Dermatology, click search, and we found 20 different doctors within a 200-mile radius. This is not always the most accurate for any of the carriers, but it's a good barometer. You always want to call them to make sure when setting up an appointment time, as we mentioned before. So this just gives you an overview of how to look up doctors and hospital networks. It'll work the same way as looking for the dermatologists as others. If you have any questions, give us a call, 425 802 2783.